The planet Earth contains wonderful creatures, the only place that can bring life. But various species are now declining in number and almost becoming extinct. These great animals would be devastating to lose because they each play a significant and important role in their own respective environments. So let's see which animals need this conservation the most. In 10th place, it is the mountain gorilla. Kicking off with a great endangered beast, this animal lives in Central East Africa, with over half the population living in the heart of Uganda. They are herbivores, eating leaves, shoots, and stems. However, they occasionally tend to stray away from the vegan diet, sometimes scrounging for larvae, snails, and ants. But estimates of their numbers are not exactly at an all-time high. Illegal mining encroaches on the habitat of mountain gorillas, bringing their species to a low amount. These primates are a subspecies of the eastern gorilla and are one of the biggest, most powerful living primates as of now. They also are having their habitat destructed, which then creates human conflict as gorillas wander onto farmland, eating crops such as maize and bananas. The members of the mountain gorilla community are becoming lesser and lesser, and we have to do what we can to save them. Only around 1,000 are left in the wild. In 9th place, there is a turtle known as a hawksbill turtle. It eats lots of things, such as sea sponges, corals, algae, mollusks, crustaceans, sea urchins, small fish, and even jellyfish. This is a special job it has to make sure its prey do not overpopulate the seas. Allowing these to die out would displace the food chain, which would not be good. These hawksbills live in many worldwide waters, in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. Some issues for the turtle are that it gets caught in fishing nets and is a victim of trawling. It is now critically endangered, with only 23,000 left in the wild. The population is decreasing, and it could get more rapid if action is not taken soon. This is a valuable species that needs to be helped. In 8th place, a massive leviathan is shrinking in numbers. The North Atlantic right whale inhabits, the North Atlantic. Like all baleen whales, the North Atlantic right whale eats zooplankton, krill, and other tiny crustaceans. However, this giant is endangered because of these reasons: colliding with ships or vessels, known as vessel strikes, being entangled in fishing gear, and also climate change. Now, less than 400 are left in the wild, but conservation efforts for these magnificent whales are underway, hoping to increase the number of them. But human activity still threatens the species. But unfortunately, there are less than 70 reproductive age females remaining, and female numbers are declining faster than males. In 7th place, a mischievous ape is reducing in population. The Tapanuli orangutan that inhabits the northern area of the island of Sumatra. It lives in the Batang Toru ecosystem in Tapanuli districts there. These orangutans have a very diverse diet that consists of fruits, caterpillars, plants, and even tree bark. They are very human-like in their actions, and it is very easy to see reflections of ourselves in these creatures. Tapanuli orangutans are restricted to a very small area, so their species cannot expand, leaving less areas for them to call their territory. They are threatened by mining, logging, and small agricultural settlements. It is estimated that only less than 800 remain in the wild. In 6th place, the saola, a lesser-known bovine, which is the family that includes sheep, goats, cattle, antelopes, buffalo, and bison. But the saola is critically endangered. It is also called the spindlehorn or the Asian unicorn. It lives in forests, being native to the Annamite region in Vietnam and Laos. It feasts on leaves, grass, nuts, and berries, which make up its diverse diet. But unfortunately, only 750 of them are left in the wild. But the challenges this majestic animal faces are because of these beautiful horns that sit on their head, illegal hunting and deforestation of their homes, the forest they live in. It is because of this that they have declined fast, but there is still hope for them. In 5th place, a rarely seen predator stalks the Siberian landscape. The Amur leopard is one of the most well-known and most endangered animals, with a population of under 100 or even less. They are slaughtered for their spotted fur, but voices for the conservation have announced to protect these big cats. There is a park called Land of the Leopard National Park in Primorsky Krai, at the southern tip of the land of Russia. These leopards there are gladly feasting upon deer and wild sheep. They used to be roaming through northern China and the northern part of North Korea, but no longer. There may still be a chance for the leopards though, as stopping poaching and trade could work. In fourth place, a rhinoceros and one of the largest land animals on the planet. The Javan rhino is a huge creature. These mammals live on the island of Java in southern Indonesia. Like black rhinos in Africa, which are also critically endangered, Javan rhinoceros are poached illegally for their horns. This had used to be done for trophy hunting, and sometimes it may still happen. But people also believe their special horns could have traditional medicinal purposes. Javan rhinos eat leaves, shoots, tall grasses, twigs, and even munch happily on fallen fruit. There are only an estimated 75 in the wild, but with captive breeding programs, the numbers could increase. In third place, we have a snoozy tree dweller on the brink of being wiped out. The pygmy three-toed sloth is only found in one specific location, an island very little in size off the east coast of the mainland Panama. Their diet consists of mostly mangrove leaves and the red mangrove forests on the Escudo de Veraguas island that they live in. But, like other animals on this list, it is critically endangered due to habitat loss and lack of sufficient legal protection. The presence of invasive feral cats, once introduced to its habitat, also contributed to diminish the population, breaking the natural food chain and causing the sloths to have more predators, so they are surely declining faster than they can reproduce. Now, unfortunately, only around 50 remain today. In second place, we have a friendly-looking amphibian, the axolotl. Much loved by people, conservation efforts have been many for the axolotls, but the efforts may not work out, sadly. The axolotl is a salamander-like creature that resides in Lake Xochimilco and Lake Chalco in central Mexico. The axolotl is around 20 to 25 centimeters in length. They also have varied meals, eating insects, worms, mollusks, and sometimes small fish. The young even occasionally cannibalize each other once they have been hatched. But what has lowered their population is wastewater disposal, human development, and loss of habitat because of droughts. There are approximately less than 100 individuals left now. And finally, the most endangered animal, and sadly, probably the next one to go extinct, the vaquita. The vaquita is a species of porpoise that is endemic, meaning it only lives, towards the south of California and in the northern Mexican state of Baja California, in the Sea of Cortez. But let's learn a bit more about this animal while we can, before it is too late. The vaquita's menu consists of fish and squid species that they can find. These porpoises are also the size of an adult golden retriever, like pocket-sized beakless dolphins. But now, nearly extinct, they face illegal fishing. Because they live in the same area as the totoaba fish, often they can be caught in fishing nets. This is because the totoaba is sought after by fishermen. There could be a slight glimmer of hope for the species as long as all 10 individuals do survive. After finding out about all the endangered species, we must now realize what we can do as humans and the only species that can actually protect the endangered ones. But sadly, we are also the reason that they have been harmed. If we let these ones go extinct, that will actually be a reflection of humanity itself, as we've already made countless animals go extinct, such as the dodo bird, the giant moa, the Caspian tiger, and the Steller sea cow. There is a chance that we can redeem ourselves by protecting the current nature, and that is what we should strive to do.